Hi everybody, all my followers, welcome to another video. So today, if you follow my videos, you have seen or you will see, if you are on Patreon and you are pledged the $3 monthly, you have seen this video for sure. This is a 2001 Toyota Yaris 1.3 petrol. The car came to me as an on-runner. The initial problem with the car, because someone has been messing about with ECUs and, well, God knows what else. The initial problem with the car was the immobilizer. Active. Watch that video and you will understand what the problem was and how I got around to get it fixed. Once I got that resolved, I was left with what I believe was the initial problem. So I believe all these ECU swapping and all this stuff was an attempt to resolve the issue that the car is with now. So I just finished to put the ECU back together this morning. So we're going to plug it in. I have the maxi scissor ready. I will show you the codes that we have now on the car, and I will show you exactly what the car does. We're going to try to diagnose the problem and hopefully fix it. So I'm gonna plug everything back in and I will show you. Okay, so I plugged the ECU back on, and just before we move on, I've showed you this on the other video, but I just want to show you that someone has been messing around jointing wires here. I don't know why. This wire was actually split when I first. Obviously, this is all temporary. We're going to fix this properly, but just to show you what they've been doing. They've been cutting wires here. I don't know exactly what they've been doing. There's wires cut everywhere and joined again. I just don't know. But at the moment, the car kind of starts. I'm just going to show you what it does. Okay, so now that we have everything plugged in, obviously now because we plugged this ECU, we have the security light blinking again, which is obviously, and when I turn the key on, as you can see, the security light goes off. It's not blinking anymore. That's exactly what it's supposed to be doing. Like I said, watch my other videos, look for a video for this car, and you'll find out exactly how I got that resolved. But yeah, so the car starts now, but it does the following. I'm going to show you. I don't know if you've seen it or if you can hear it. It starts, but it shuts down pretty much straight away. Okay, and no, it's not the immobilizer, because with the immobilizer active, the car doesn't even fire up. It just cranks. There's no spark. It just constantly cranks. That's it. Now it starts, but it's just, as you can see, sorry, I need to turn the key around. I don't know if you can hear it. It starts, but it shuts down straight away. So that's why it does. We're gonna scan the car and I'll show you what the codes we have in there. Okay, and this is my two codes, which is actually the same. One says history, the other one says current, and is igniter circuit 3. Now, I've tried to swap the coils. That was my first thing, thinking, okay, it might be that we have a problem with the ignition coil, and it made no difference. We still have a fault for that igniter. So, yeah, that's what I have. Now, because they've been messing about with the wires and stuff like that, I think I'm gonna have to start to trace the wiring from the coils all the way back to the ECU. Make sure make sure everything's okay. Make sure we have voltage of the coils and all that stuff. And we'll go from there. Hopefully, I'll take you through all that. And yeah, that's gonna start then. Okay, so what I have done so far. Actually, let me do something so I can then show you. What I've done so far is the following. Although the code is for number 3 cylinder, which is this one here, I've started on this one, checking one by one. And what I've done is, I'm going to do a number 2, but I've done a number 1 already. And what I wanted to show, or what I want to show you, is the following. So I removed the spark plug. So I've done this on number 1, on number 2, and now when I got on number 3, that's why I've started recording, because I want to show you something. So this is what I've done. So I took the spark plug off, and this is for number 3, but what I've done is using one of these sort of testers, if that makes sense. So we have a LED in here that flashes every time the coil sends a signal to the spark plug, and what I've been doing is putting this in there just like that, okay, and then I put the spark plug right here at the end, okay, and I turn and I crank the ignition, and when I crank the ignition, I'll show you anyway. So I put the spark plug on the ground, to a ground. In this case, this bolt here is more than enough. And I don't know if you're going to see with the glare, but you should see flashing in there, and you should see the spark at the end of the spark plug. It's going to see if it works. Okay, could you see that? I don't know if you can see it. I know you can see definitely the spark on this red LED. I don't know if you can see at the end of the spark plug itself. Reportedly beyond the shadow, maybe you can see the light. Okay, don't know if you could see that or not, but it is working. It's a good way to see if the coil pack is working fine. And number 2 is fine. But before I put this spark plug back on, I want to show you the spark plug of number 3. I don't know how good you're going to be able to see it, but on your screen, the left hand side is number 2, the right hand side is number 3, and number 3 is all wet, which means this one on this side is actually burning, while this one doesn't seem to be burning any fuel, because otherwise it would be dry as that one is. So straight away, just by checking the spark plug, I could say straight away there is a problem in there. I don't know yet what the problem is. I don't know if it's the spark or if it's the spark plug. I haven't even checked. I just start to record here now. But hopefully I will show you soon. I'm going to do the same as I've just done for this number 2. We're going to do it now with number 3, with that wet spark plug and with coil number 3, obviously. So the socket does have a piece of rubber to hold the spark plug, and every time it just stays in there for some reason. Okay, so let's gonna put number 2 in place again, and now we're gonna do the same on number 3. So this is the one that was all wet. Originally when I got the car, this coil was not here, was actually on this one. I just swapped them around, but the problem persists. It says, it's still saying number 3, so I don't think it's the coil. We're gonna put that in there, and we're gonna do the same. Let's gonna see if we have spark. So this is gonna be first time for me as well, because I don't know. Okay, so we had a spark there when I turned it on. I don't know if you can see when I turn the key on. Hang on. Can you see that? When I turn the key on, it sparks, look. Can you see that? Let me see if it does the same on the other ones. Can't remember seeing that on the other ones. Try number 2. No, it doesn't. it's only that one. Look, this one, it doesn't spark. Let me try number 1. Don't know if this is normal. No, it doesn't. It looks like it's just that one. Why does that one sparks when you first turn the key on? Don't know. It's weird. It's gonna try again. Yeah, it definitely sparks when you turn the ignition on. Let me see if it sparks at the glow plug, at the spark plug as well. Okay, let's gonna try to start and see if it carry on. No, it doesn't. Have you seen? There's no spark in there at all. So you have a spark when you turn the ignition on. Look, see? But then when you start the engine, there is nothing. Okay. Let me try. Okay, what else can I try? Let me try this coil on another bank, to see if it sparks when you first plug it in, when you first turn the ignition. Nope. So it's only number 3. It's definitely only number 3 that does that spark. Okay, we're gonna have to figure out why he's doing that then. Let me see if that one does the same with one of these coils as well. I think it's worth to try all the possibilities. Okay, number 3 again. Wanna see if it sparks again. Yeah, it definitely does, even with a different coil. Okay. Okay, so definitely there is something on this circuit for this coil pack, for this coil number 3. I think I'm gonna, first thing is gonna measure the wires all the way from here, all the way back to the ECU, and see if we find anything wrong with them. Okay, I don't have diagrams for this. I mean, I didn't even check yet. If I'm really desperate for it, then I will look for it. But the first thing I'm gonna do, the first thing I've done is unplugged everything. And one thing that I've noticed is that all the plugs, they have 2 wires that are exactly the same color. So I'm gonna guess that this first wire here, maybe you see better here, is black and red. I'm gonna guess that this is the 12 volts. Nevertheless, I'm gonna just plug it in there, and as you can see, on if I come here to the black and red on this one, I have 0.2 ohms. If I go on number 2, black and red, 0.2 ohms. Number 4, black and red, 0.2 ohms. And if I just take from number 3 and go to another one, you're going to see as well 0.2 ohms. So this is a common feed to all the coils. And I would guess, because the other ones are working fine, I would guess this is good. The second wire that is common is the last one there, which is a white with a black strip. I guess, from what I've seen on the ECU, that this is going to be the ground. And if I check these against the ECU, spot on, 0.5. I've seen on the ECU and on the key barrel on an antenna amplifier that the ground was that color also. If you looked here, you're gonna see all the wires are white with a black strip. So I'm just guessing that it's gonna be the same, and it looks like it's the same. So let's gonna see if I have ground, which I must have, and it should be all common as well. There we go, on number 2. and number 3, 0.2, and over there 0.3, whatever. So it's all good. So this means to me that voltage and ground seems to be fine. I'm going to turn the ignition on now just to see if we have voltage, but we do have. So if we're going to put on the black, on the voltage, what we're going to assume is the voltage and ground, turn that to voltage, turn the ignition on, and 12 volts battery voltage. It's going to check number 2, 12 volts, number 3, 12 volts, and number 4, 12 volts. So I would say that voltage wise we are okay. So my problem is going to be obviously the signal wires. You have 2 signal wires. There's a yellow and green with a, oh no, hang on. So there's a yellow that seems to be the same on all of them, and then you have the other ones are separate. So the other ones are a green, one has a yellow strip, the other one has a black, this one has an orange, and that one is a red strip. Let me see if the yellow wire is also common. Let me turn key off. Wire diagrams would help this time, but sometimes you go old school. Let me see if the yellow is common to all of them, just curiosity. And look at that, spot on. So 1 and 3 is common, 1 and 2, it's not that one, it's that one, is also common, that one, yellow one. Okay, so the yellows are also common to all of them, which means the signal wire is going to be this green wire with the strip, which is 1 on each, and that's the one I'm going to follow back. But before I do that, I just want to see if I have any shorts on these wires here. So no shorts between the positive and ground and this yellow wire, which I don't know what it is at the moment. Doesn't seem to be nothing. Ground and signal wire is an open line. Now voltage and the yellow wire, we have 59 kilo ohms. Voltage and signal wire, we have nothing. And between these 2 middle wires we have an open line. Let me see if we have one open line between these 2 middle wires as well. No, I don't. Okay, so we actually have something here that is already different. Look. So coil number 1, between these 2 middle wires here, the yellow and the signal wire, you're gonna see that I have 2119 mega ohms. On number 2 I have 2119 mega ohms. Number 4, I'm gonna skip number 3 just to prove they are all the same. And that's weird now. Oh, okay, so I have nothing on this one. And I have nothing on this one, but I have mega ohms on these 2. Okay, so why I have something on these 2 and nothing on these ones? Okay, you know what? Let's gonna follow this from here to the ECU, which I should have done a long time ago. Okay, so I wanted to look at this signal wire, cylinder number 1, green with a red strip. Number 2, green with a black strip. Number 3, green with an orange strip. Number 4, green with a yellow strip. Now I've started to measure on number 1 and came all the way, and I want you to see this because it's funny, I think, to say the least. Look, I've measured it already. You have seen it was connected to the number 4, which was the green and yellow. And I want you to look at these 4 wires. So green and yellow is that one in there. You're going to see that I'm going to put the probe in there. And we have, I don't know if you can see, 0.3 ohms. So that's the wire, the signal wire that comes into here. And I've measured all the other ones. And believe me, the green and the green with the red strip is that one in there. Come on, focus. You're kidding me. Let me put this a little bit close so you focus a little bit better. No, don't focus my hand, focus the plug. Okay, so really? Come on. So as you can see, green with the red strip is that one in there. It comes from cylinder number 1. Then cylinder number 2, green with the black strip. I don't know if you can see the black strip right there on the side. Then this is number 4, the last one, and this one I thought was supposed to be number 3. They are all here, like 1, 2, 3, 4 would be all the 4. But actually number 3, I want to show you where number 3 is connected. Just hold a second, I'm going to move the probe to number 3 over there. Okay, so I moved it to number 3 now. Let me take this old ECU from here. And you would guess number 3. I can't bring but what I'll do, I'll put the beep so just you can hear. It'll be the same. You can't see the readings, but hopefully you'll hear the beep from the multimeter. So I would guess would be this one here, orange with a rip, but look, it's nothing there. If I put it there, you're gonna see there's no beeping and it's an open line. And I want to show you where that one is connected. So there's another, so this orange and this green and orange has been cut, as you can see there. There's another orange on this plug here, which is right here. And look at this. That's where it's connected, which I don't need diagrams, guys, to guess that someone messed about with his wiring and they effed it up, basically. So this is connected to the wrong place. So we're gonna switch these wires here because I'm pretty much 100% sure they are wrong. And we'll see what happens then. So we're gonna do that now. And well, like I said, see what happens. Okay, so I've just temporarily wrapped these wires, made sure they are not shorted anywhere or anything like that. I'm just going to put all the coils back in place, plug everything. This orange wire that was swapped, I don't know where it's coming from. It's coming from up here somewhere. I don't really know where it goes. But yeah, I'm just going to put everything and then, well, I think I'm just going to crank the engine and see what happens. Okay, and I'm ready to try. It's gonna go. And look at that. Lovely. Guys, I'm so happy. We have an engine light on, but it's the only thing. And we have an engine running. Will that be because of that igniter code? Let's gonna clear the code. So let me scan this you again. I can't believe. So if you don't know what you're doing, just don't do it. And if you do it, be very careful, because the same way that wire was swapped, hopefully didn't cause any damage. It could have caused further damage that would be, you know, wow. We figured this one out without diagrams, without nothing. Let's gonna see which codes we have in the engine, see if it's only that the ignition coil. Yes, it is. Let's gonna clear these out. I hope he hasn't damaged nothing inside the ECU, but the car is running, so I would guess everything is okay now. So let's gonna, hang on, come out of this ECU. It's gonna cycle this ignition, start the engine again, and no engine light. Look at that. You can't really see it, can you? Maybe like that. Look at that. Hey. The air filter housing is missing, so it's a little bit noisy, but it's running. What else to say, guys? Nothing really. I think this problem here now, the only reason why the car was not starting, obviously, it was purely because someone messed up the wiring. Initially, probably this, I don't know what would be the initial problem, really, because they put another ECU. Why they put another ECU? Was the wires messed up before? I don't know, guys. Anyway, we figured it out. We managed to get it sorted. Engine is running, car is starting just fine, and we have a win. What else to say? Nothing really. I'm gonna wrap this video here. I hope there's some information here that's gonna be useful to someone out there. If you still have any questions, any comments, you know the score, put them below. Don't forget, check my Patreon, and guys, like always, thank you for watching. Just one last thing. Obviously those wires are not gonna go like that. We're gonna repair everything properly for you to know how I do repair wires. I'm gonna leave a link in the description below of a video that I have done. That video I don't think is live yet, but I'm keeping leaving the link on other videos, so go there and check how I do repair those wires. That's what I'm gonna do next, and obviously I'm gonna put everything back on, and yeah, wires will not go like that, obviously. And now, yes, see you next time.